I mean, you've been in some kind of dark things, so like, why not? Let's do it. Let's make
I'm always
it.
in dark things. Who's gonna put me in a farce where I like run into a door?
You know, we're manifesting this for you. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Off to Broadway, the podcast where we deep dive into anything and everything musical theater. I'm Tara.
I'm Stefania. And today is a huge day for Off to Broadway because we're having one of our dream guests on the podcast. You might know her from originating the role of Rose in original Canadian musical Rose at Soul Pepper, or from her first Dave Malloy musical Ghost Quartet at Crow's Theatre, or from her Dora award-winning performance in The Shape of Home, which she also co-wrote. Or earlier this year, you might have seen her in Canadian stages, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and that's just scratching the surface.
She has one of the most beautiful voices in Canadian theater, and we will take any chance to hear her sing, so we run as soon as she's attached to a project. She is currently starring as Natasha herself in Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812, and will complete the Dave Malloy trifecta this fall with Octet. Please welcome Hailey Gillis to the podcast. Hey, Hailey, thanks for being here.
That was really nice. Those are really nice things you just said. Thank you.
We're big fans. Like,
we're so excited.
If anyone's been listening to us over the last 5 years that we've been 6 years that we've been doing this podcast, we're always like, oh my God, we just want to talk to Hailey Gillis one day because we love everything that she's in, and we'll get into it. But our first discovery of you was in Ghost Quartet, and ever since we've kind of just been dying to chat with you about the shows that you're in. So this is cool for us.
Well, it's so exciting to talk about it all. I'm happy to.
Okay, awesome. So we're actually going to start this off the way that we kind of start off all of our interviews, and that is asking you, what is your earliest memory of theater?
I was 9 years old. I was in a choir, the Hamilton Children's Choir, and I couldn't stand still. I couldn't focus on anything, and I was just one of those kids who could sing, but no one knew what to do with me. And then my parents put me in a little theater camp on Saturdays, and I just was like, oh, right, this is amazing. This is my home. This is just so whack. It was such a wacky place to be. And I got to move, and my oddities were celebrated, and it was quite young. Yeah.
Me and Tara actually met working at a theater camp. That's our origin story. So we're very familiar with the weirdness of 9-year-olds at theater camp.
In what other place would kids find each other by being like, okay, so you have a spoon, the word red, and a door that only opens one way or whatever, and then make it into a play. And you're like, yes. Oh, I found my people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, let's now jump into what you're currently working on. Can you give us a 30-second synopsis of Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812?
It is from a section of the very large novel War and Peace. I'd say it's the most romantic section, although I don't. If any of those beautiful nerds out there would disagree with me, I'd be happy to have that happen. I play a character who is a young woman who's come to Moscow. She's met this man named Andre, and they are engaged. And he's really honorable, kind, respectful person. And he goes off to war. And then while I'm awaiting him, I meet a real bad boy named Anatole, and he just sweeps me off my feet. And then. I don't know.
Trauma ensues.
So spoiler alert here. And then there's that other character, Pierre. The other guy. Just kidding. Evan Bueling plays the other main character, and our storylines sort of meet, but close to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A question that Steph and I always ask each other when we do show reviews is, what is your relationship to the show? So what, if any, was your relationship to Great Comet before you were attached to the project?
It's interesting. I did a small workshop of this section of War and Peace that wasn't the musical at all at Soul Pepper a long time ago, maybe 8-9 years ago. And my now husband, he played Anatole. I didn't play Natasha. I was played an opera singer or something, but So it's a cool part of our history where we met doing that. And then actually I found like a similar-ish path with the show Onegin. We did this musical Onegin, which was based on that Russian novel, and it had like it wasn't like similar, but it had like maybe some mirroring themes, and yeah. So I feel like that was sort of my introduction. I didn't really know much about Great Comet until I was sent the audition material like before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, something we always think about is that this was supposed to be, I think, at the Winter Garden in December 2020.
Yeah.
Where you were attached to that version of it as well.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. Go on, sorry.
I'd forgotten about that.
I never forgot that because I think about it all the time, to be honest, being like in that space.
That would have been a beautiful home for it. But I really do think that the path that we went on was the path that was meant to be, because like the way we got to do it at Crows was that it was so immersive. It was so, we interacted with every audience member. And then I think the reason why it's so special in the Royal Alex is that we wanted to create that feeling again. Like we knew we'd reached success when we felt like we had the magic of what we had found at Crows, but only in a bigger space with more people in the show. And it's just such a romantic theater. That theater is so incredible.
Yeah.
My 92-year-old grandmother was like, hey, your grandfather and I used to, when we were sort of like dating, we used to like sit in those seats at the Royal Alex and watch theater.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a really cool full circle kind of. It's a beautiful theater, and I really think that the thing that I'm excited about, so many things in the show, is that it feels like an extension of the theater itself. Like the set looks like it just is there and meant to be there, and we've had a lot of people say that. It's just like it just looks like it's always been there. It looks like it's been there for 150 years.
To go back to Crows, we saw it twice at Crows during that extended run. It ran for 16 weeks. I remember, Steph, there must have been a time when we were talking about it every time we hopped on to record of like, oh my God, can you believe it extended again?
We would just send each other screenshots of the email extended for like another week.
So we saw it, the first time we saw it, we sat in those kind of like floor seats. And then the second time we saw it, we actually rushed the final show because we just wanted to be there for that very last performance. We talked about this the other day when we were at opening night. We were actually sitting on the stage. Steph danced on stage during.
It was so stressed, Hailey. It was so stressful.
That's so fun.
But we were saying kind of that, like, even though it wasn't the best kept secret at Crows, it almost felt like it was such a secret that like the elitist got to see this show. So when it was put in a main Mirvish season, it was so incredibly exciting to us. Did you feel that same way?
Yeah, it's really cool because I sort of went, like, to be completely honest, so many people got to see us at Crows. Like the Toronto audience, it extended for a long period of time. It was amazing. I'm like, who's gonna see this who hasn't seen it? Who hasn't seen it? Like, I feel like people have seen it. But the thing about the Mirvish audiences is they are very loyal to Mirvish, and going to a Mirvish theater comes with like just like an amazing amount of new people seeing these shows. So for something that existed in the like non-for-profit world and then goes over to a commercial theater world, it's like we're introducing a new kind of audience to something that started in a different space. And I think it's the best of all possible worlds. And the Mirvish audiences, along with the audiences that like people who have come back, are so great. They're like so fun to do this show for. And yeah, it really does feel like it fits in this space. And a lot of them have been going to the theater, in that theater, for a long time. So I really respect that they know what they're seeing, what they're talking about. And yeah, it's cool.
It's also like the subscriber space. Like I told you off camera, but my parents are going tonight. And
what are their names? Where are they sitting?
They're actually sitting in, I think, like the 5th row, like a couple seats in from the aisle.
What are their names?
Myra and Jeff.
Myra and Jeff. Coming for you.
But my family has been Mervish subscribers for over 30 years. It was a subscription that was passed down from my dad's parents to him, to me.
Wow.
So I understand exactly what you're saying of like, those people have been going to that theater for years. So I don't know, for us, I think, who see so much theater, to see something so cool get to be part of this season. I'm sure, Steph, you can speak to this too. Like, it feels so exciting for the Canadian theater landscape.
I think it's a really great partnership that I hope only opens up more of these kind of opportunities, because like Chris Abraham will say, like, Mervish kind of made our dreams come true. Like he'll say that outright. It's a real partnership. There's no other way to do it. You have to like really lean on each other and trust each other and take risks and both sectors. So it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Myra and Jeff?
Yeah.
Ready. I'm so ready.
I was going to ask, what have you noticed anything different about the audiences? I always think, at Crows, it's often people who are seeking out like a variety of theater, a very diverse theater, who are attending Crows productions, just in my mind. Whereas Mervish, you subscribe to the whole season and you see everything. And sometimes you're seeing Back to the Future, and other times you're seeing, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. So have you noticed a difference in audience reactions, or just anything like funny that happened with this switch to the Royal Alex?
Such a good question. No. I remember on opening, our first preview, I had one of those moments where my body went, you shouldn't be here. There's way too many people out there. Go hide. Like, my body went into like fight or flight, definitely. And I had to sort of pretend that I was at Crows, and that actually it was only the same amount of people. I had to like pretend. It's like when I'm on a plane these days, I have to be like, I'm on a bus. I'm on a bus on the ground. Not,
Yeah.
So, but that actually helped, because then it really did feel like it's just more energy in a good way. There's just more people. There's so many people. And there's like, every time I look out there, I'm like, people made time to buy tickets to see this. Theater is not dead. Theater is so alive. And these people are like, and even the ones who, I love a grumpy audience member who we would think, or who like a really thoughtful one. Like, they're the people that are like this. For the people who are listening to this audio, I'm like doing, what am I doing?
Fist pumping.
Fist pumping.
Like, people listen to it. There's some people smile at you. Some people mouth the lyrics, like they love the show. And some people have these kind of stern faces, but I sort of go, they're figuring it out. They're trying to figure it out. I love that. Yeah. Like, they showed up. That's all that matters. They showed up and they're trying to figure it out, because it's moving really fast. There's a lot of facts that we cover. There's a lot of plot points. I love everything.
You guys are also moving very fast. You're running through the audience.
Also, Chris has us at a clip. Like, we were listening to the original. He really likes when things are fast. And so does Ryan, our music director, and they're a good team that way. And I like it too. I like when an actor, I don't have time to be ahead of the music. I'm like experiencing it in real time. But also, we listened to the original cast recording and we were like, oh my God, we're going so much faster than them in every song. So yeah, but I don't notice a difference in, the only thing I would say is that I can't see as many people, like I can't see their eyes as much as I could at Crows, which is like, so they become one for me, which is like not a bad thing at all. I just, it's more collective. And another cool thing that Crows and Mervish did together is the seats on stage. There's 4 on each side that are subscriber, like the subscribers could buy them, and the rest of them are all Rush.
Right.
So I thought that gave like a really interesting, different sense of an audience on stage, because you have you have the people who scoop them up who are in the subscriber base, and then you have the people that are like waiting at the door, like ready to be on stage. So it's cool. I like that.
Yes. People who are like really passionate and excited to be like up there, potentially be in the show.
Exactly. Yeah. We got a lot of people in the bar stools that are on stage that are like mouthing the words. They know the show. I love that. I love that they're knowing looks. Like, I get these looks sometimes from people I know who know the show when I say, I'm going to like whatever the sort of like I don't say this in the show, but the whole I'm going to run away with him or whatever. And I just, this one girl the other night, like did these eyes like, no girl, don't do it. She did like sketchy face. She was like, ugh, not a good idea. It was great.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about this show too, is that like we've been reading a lot online. People love The Great Comet. Like there is such a cult following, I think, for this show. And Steph, didn't you say that like people are traveling from other like people are traveling from the US because they just like want to scratch off their Comet. I need to see it in every single possible place it's playing. So that's so cool too, that it has such like a huge fan following.
Yeah. And Dave Malloy has that. Cause even when we were doing Ghost Quartet, there was a lot of people who knew it and would sort of sing along, or they would come with like beautiful art that they'd made that had all the themes of the show in it. And they were like really passionately involved in his work. And I think he does that to people. He's not afraid to build a musically complicated and thought history, like what's that word? Anachronistic kind of world. And I think some people love being given that challenge, like that listening challenge.
Is that something that you like about Dave Malloy? Because you're no stranger to Dave Malloy.
I'm not.
Work.
No, I know. I've never met the guy, but I do.
I was wondering.
No, I really love how his brain works, and I can feel him through his pieces, and he's not afraid, and he is not ever writing down to anyone. He's like, come meet me up here. Things are complicated. I believe all of you can, I feel like that's the vibe I get from him. Like, I believe all of you can meet me up here. Just come on, let's go. Like keep up. And I love that.
Yes. A lot of people say Great Comet is hard to follow. Like, if we think Great Comet is hard to follow, like Ghost Quartet, I feel like is, to me.
It's a circular story. What I heard from people when they saw Ghost Quartet is they said, once I gave up trying to follow the plot, like a narrative, linear plot, I just gave myself over to the experience. I was so much happier. And that makes
I agree.
But I get it. Like we hold on to stories. That's all like what our culture is based on. Like we want that. And I totally.
It's more about like a feeling. Even I think Great Comet, like a lot of it is more about evoking like a feeling than following exactly where like a narrative is going from moment to moment.
I think so. And I'd say, what did I hear? Like 98% of all of the words in Great Comet are taken from the book.
Yes, I read that too.
He's not writing.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty
wild.
Amazing to me how he can capture the timbre, the rhythm of the book and just put its music in that way. But even learning his music, like, I don't know how I'd feel if he heard this, but sometimes when I'm learning the music, I'm like, why do I have to do that? Like, couldn't I just do this? And then I sort of feel this energy, like, you can do it. Like, you can do it. And then once you actually do learn the whole thing and it's really in your body, you're like, oh, right. That thing that felt so strange, like antithetical to what I feel like I know about music. It's just, it makes a lot of sense.
Along those lines, do you have a favorite song to perform in the show?
I mean, No One Else is it's just a classic, beautiful, beautiful song. So I love doing that. And that's the one I'll also beat myself up about most. Like, be like, oh, like that one little thing didn't land or this, but because I just I set a high bar because it's so beautiful. And if I'm not super present to it the whole time, I get frustrated with myself. And also if I'm not perfect, I get frustrated with myself. So that one's really gorgeous and it's a good challenge. And then there's Sonia Natasha. It's a duet. I just love duets. That one's fun because it's just like, we're just fighting. We're fighting and fights are so rarely put into music. It's like, it's really interesting to just be on that track and have it like flow through your body because music is so emotional. It I always think it creeps behind the psyche, like it creeps behind the thinking brain. So some noises are coming out of me in that song that is that singing? I don't know. So that's really fun. And Vanessa Sears is playing Sonia and she's the greatest. And I love watching her reactions and playing. Yeah.
that brings us perfectly to our next question, because Vanessa Sear is past guest of this podcast.
Cool.
There are so many incredible people in this cast: Vanessa Sears, George Crissa, Evan Bueling, Louise Petrie, to name a few. I was even thinking about the ensemble. So many people in the ensemble, or who have smaller parts, I've seen lead shows before.
Mm-hmm.
So like every single person in this ensemble is so strong. Can you talk a bit about like this cast? And it's a bigger cast from what was at Crow, so we've added people. Can you give us like a little insight into, I guess, the relationship between the cast and putting together this production?
Yeah,
that team.
That's amazing. I mean, like, it was already so great. We were in such a flow before. We were in such a good place. We all really understood each other and what the piece meant. And then they not only added people to the show that just are like so crazy talented, they also added people who like really had the same work ethic and vibe, like so wonderful to be around. Like, okay, it's hard, but we're all just making a thing together. That's sort of the energy that we got. And everybody who was added, who's in the chorus, who necessarily doesn't have like what would you call it? Like a featured part. They're all understudying featured parts. Right. They get it, and they're always on the go. And I don't know how they do their tracks and learn their tracks. Like Tess Bender
giving her life on that stage as an ensemble member. She is dancing like I've never seen an ensemble member dance before.
My mother came to opening and she said way nicer things about Tess. No, she's just like, no, she said lovely things about me too, but she was like, that Tess, I just can't take
She is high kicking around that stage.
And Tess is one of my best buds. We've been friends since I was 16. And we did the Triple Sensation together, that old chestnut.
Hailey, we watched. We were there. We were on the CBC.
Those YouTube videos, are they still there? I don't know. But
yes, they are. We were there recently.
What I find amazing about Tess is that she's understudying Sonia and Natasha, and she's learning her whole new track. I don't know how her brain works that way. I feel like I would be in a constant state of panic and dread. But like, she can do that. She can just do that. Yeah. She works really hard. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't work hard, but yeah. So, and like Andrew Broderick, he's in it too, but we're also about to start Octet.
Yeah.
And we did a workshop of Octet. So we're going to be in performances for Natasha Pierre, and then him and I and Ryan D'Souza, our music director, are also going to be going back and forth during the day to rehearsals for Octet. So it's going to be a real Dave Malloy filled time. Octet's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about it.
We love Steph put me on this in the pandemic. I think it was like very early.
This was like
pandemic
May 2020, I think. We were listening to this album.
We were listening to this, and we were listening to A Strange Loop. That was the only two albums that were on rotation during that time. But she really put me on to Octet. You also worked with Andrew Penner in Ghost Quartet. And we do have to tell you, so we saw it at Crows, and then we also bought the streamed version when it went. I guess you guys were streaming it during the pandemic. Because we could not get enough of it. Like, we loved the music so much that we just like needed to hear your guys' version again. Your version of Hero is the best ever, and I maybe ripped it from these which has never made its way anywhere onto the internet, but it lives on my desktop. But we were just like so excited to see the show again. So kind of now on the Ghost Quartet train, like, what was that experience like for you? I think when we went to that, it was obviously at Crows. It was in the smaller theater, I believe. And we had no idea what we were walking into and walked out completely obsessed with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that's a great experience. If you went in sort of better to have no expectations. I loved that piece. That was the first time I worked on a Dave Malloy show. That was like a really cool part of my life. In the Before Times, I was called the Before Times. We started in the Before Times before the pandemic, before I had two beautiful kids. And Andrew Penner's been a friend for a long time. And it's a beautiful process. Kira Galoyan and Bo Dixon. It was like a real, and Marie Farsi, who directed it, who's now also a really good friend, and I think brilliant director. She really got that. She was so cool about it. I remember her saying like she always had that face that like she's French, so she had that face of like, we would be like, what is happening here right now? And she'd be like, oh, we'll find out, like that was her, like, but she was so prepared, and it was cool. It was cool to do it in that small space too. It was like, we were doing and it was hard. It was kind of like, how do you put a rock show in a tiny little room and not destroy people and their ears, but also make it be kind of an odd experience for them. And I remember hearing about when it was written, they were performing it when they were workshopping it, or a certain version of it in the bar during Sleep No More in that hotel.
Yeah.
The McKittrick Hotel. So how, I don't know if did you see Sleep No More?
We never saw it.
No.
It's okay. So, but you know what it is? It's
yeah, we know Sleep No More.
The Scottish play is put on by this like extraordinary group of dancers all throughout this hotel. And there's a part of the hotel on one of the floors that's like a speakeasy vibe, and it's a bar, and it's like the place in the hotel while Sleep No More is going on where you can like get away from, if you need to just sit and have a drink, Sleep No More is not happening around you in this bar, which sometimes people need. When we went to see it, my husband fully spent a lot of the time there just to get a break from how bonkers it was.
But this is very weird. This is very weird.
Yeah. But they did a version of it there, and you can hear Sleep No More happening on the other side of the door.
They recorded this, right? I think there was a cast recording that came. Yes. Yeah.
And so when there's a bunch of writing around like the noises on the other side of the door in Ghost Quartet, it was like had a lot to do with that. And I loved that spatially. I thought that was really cool because we could also hear everything that was happening on the street in this small space at Crows. I thought, oh, cool.
I also think a couple weeks ago, unless it's still happening, but I think it was just a couple weeks ago, it was the like cemetery version of Ghost Quartet, Brooklyn, which is amazing. Yeah.
That would have been very cool to see. I think it was very well attended because like, why not? Why aren't we doing things like that more often?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you've done it a little bit already, but can you, like, to just maybe complete our Dave Malloy, like, love fest here, can you just, like, tease Octet for us a bit?
Yes.
Like, we know a bit, but maybe not everyone listening. Like, just give us a little, like, log line and what we can expect to see.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about it. It's an a cappella choral musical about a group that meets in a basement of a church for their internet addiction. And I think it's an extraordinary piece. I'm really excited about it. I think the writing is beautiful. I think it tackles a lot of things that I don't know if anyone else has really tackled anywhere, be it film, theater, TV, books, like this phenomenon of internet addiction and the loneliness that accompanies that, and how Dave Malloy meets that loneliness and that isolation with like the only way that this can happen is with 8 people all harmonizing together. Like, and there's no piano, there's no tracks, it's just us. So it's like I think it's gonna be a really cool event that tackles something in our culture that has not been tackled before. And
we're very excited.
The music's really hard.
I can imagine.
Like get every note perfect and stay on pitch perfectly, and there's some great choreography happening too. Yeah.
Who's directing this? Is this Chris Abraham again?
Yeah, Chris Abraham's directing it. And we do have the video floor. Oh, I don't know if I'm about to say it. That's a spoiler.
Okay. I know there's the Taylor Swift video floor in Natasha Pierre right at the front. So we did see that video floor.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Speaking of all of these places, you're consistently working with Soul Pepper, which you're at right now, Crows, musical stage company, just to name a few. To us, you're kind of like a mainstay in the Canadian theater landscape. What makes doing theater in Canada so special to you?
That's a really good question. Wow, that's a very good question. I mean, I graduated theater school and I came right to the Soul Pepper Academy. And I was brought up by these like some really extraordinary artists. One of them we actually just lost. Sorry to put that on here, but I'm like really feeling his presence. Joe Ziegler passed away. Just passed away yesterday, and I came in here today. We were working on a bit for Tiger's Bride, this rock concert, awesome weird thing that I'm writing with Frank Cox O'Connell and Andrew Penner, and I just felt this presence of like, oh, okay. I think in Canadian theater we have like a great respect for what has happened before us, of artists that can offer guidance, but I think we're also really interested in new forms and exciting new work. I don't think we're scaredy cats. Like I think sometimes we can get this sort of like this feeling of, well, like New York does the cool stuff and then Toronto picks it up, and I don't think that's true at all. Like just in the way that even seeing what the team has done with Natasha Pierre, I'm just like, I think it's a different show than it was in New York. Not better, not worse, just different. And we have like an amazing amount of artists in this country, and Toronto is the hub. Like it tends to be the hub for theater in this country. But I know I've worked in Vancouver and I've worked out east, and like I've sort of been across Canada, and like there's incredible artists all across Canada in these pockets. Like I just think they're extraordinary. Why do I like working? I guess that's why I like what I like to do. I like to be like, what have I been taught? Who do I look up to? Who's pouring their hearts out on stage, but also has like is doing okay in their lives? Like who can find that balance? And then I like to reach for that, which is why I brought up Joe too, because he was always there. There was like such a great emotional commitment, and like I always try to aim for that. I can't not do it all the way. I can't half do it. I've just been like well supported in my life when it comes to being really passionate. And, yeah, I think one of the things I also heard is like, oh, Toronto audiences, you get the same audience. There isn't like a free flow of audience members like New York or London, where like when people travel to New York, they travel to London, they see a show. And like, so you get this like really big flow of like a large group of people. And like what I've heard is that that's not the same in Toronto. It's just the same, you get this like negativity around it. The same audience members that go to each and everything. And I'm like, isn't that amazing? That's great. That's like the audience and the performers are all a part of this. I love seeing the same people going to every different show. I feel so supported by that. And then it's like we're all in a dialogue about what works and what was exciting. And I love theater like that. I love that I'm getting to know the audience members, the supporters of theater too, like be it monetarily or just presence or just like in their house, like cheerleading the form on. Anyway, that was a long answer.
We also always come back. We always see things 2 or 3 or 4 times. You know, we're never, Toronto audience members are always there multiple times, I feel.
I can't believe there's ever negativity around that. Like, I know that probably people who are programming and producing probably mourn the fact that there isn't more, like, tourism and that we might not have the culture here of, like, they do that's been grown in New York or London, where you see a show on a Saturday night. A live show. That's what it's been like built into them. But I'm talking to you, and it's happening here too. Like we just gotta teach our kids that it's like something that's available to them. And also in this crazy time of, oh my gosh, like AI and digitization and living online, and just thinking about all the work like things we're talking about around TED and this isolation. And I just think that theater's going to always persevere and be like, where else do you get to collectively be in a cathartic experience, be experiencing emotions because of a story that can help you maybe in your own life, or at least just sit collectively with a bunch of people. Like, when does that really happen? I guess sports, but it's not the same. That's not a story. I'd say there's like excitement and rage catharsis happening in sports, but I don't know. I don't know where people are like collectively being connected through a story like that. I don't think it's a dying breed.
No, I agree. I think theater I think it was Shalina Kennedy who came on here many years ago and said theater has been around for thousands of years and it will never die. It has always it has always been around, and like there will always be people finding a way to do theater, even if it takes different forms. One more thing I wanted to say is maybe like, I wonder if because Toronto is less tourist driven, they can take more risks here. You don't have to be attracting, someone who's spending their, one show budget for their vacation. You're attracting people who want to explore like different stories and have variety from what they saw the week before or the week after. So I think maybe it creates like, I don't know, a bit more interesting of a theater environment where you're just versus just trying to get as many butts in seats as possible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. I think it's a valid and heroic effort to get as many butts in seats as possible.
For sure.
But like you're saying, like risks can be taken in a creative way. That's really exciting. I love the city. I love raising my kids in the city. Especially it's summer now too. So walking around Toronto in the summer just like opens up. It's just so joyous. It's like,
everyone's so happy.
Everyone's so happy, and it's such a great city. It's so full of culture, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Before we let you go, we do have a quick little rapid fire. So this is called Personality Test Drive. So our first question, what is your road trip cast recording?
Oh, like Les Mis, 10th anniversary Les Mis.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Good
We listen
stuff.
to that a lot. Yeah. The Ruthie Henshaw Fontaine,
Wow. Okay. What is a movie you would turn into a musical?
This is so random, but you're gonna be like, Hailey, this is random. The Secret of Ronin-ish. It was like this amazing '90s movie about like a selkie, like a steel lady.
I don't know if I do.
No.
Hailey,
anyway, maybe one day down the line you'll be like, oh, Hailey actually turned that into
a musical.
Cool. Yeah, that's really
like
random, but I've been thinking a lot about. I love the myth. I love mythology, so I would do that. Other than that,
that's great.
I don't know.
Who's your favorite composer?
Oh God. You know who I really, really love is our Canadian Anton Lubovetsky. He's a good friend of mine, and he's been writing some musicals lately that I just think I love his stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's my person right now.
Favorite costume you've worn?
Ooh, that's a goodie. I love the costumes for Natasha Pierre. They're so romantic and beautiful. So I think probably those. Yeah.
Wow. What is the character you've played that's the most like you?
I don't know. When I played Rose, she was like the little me inside of me for sure.
Cute.
For sure. I may be a little less anxious. But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Your favorite spot to sit in the theater?
Oh, I like to sit at the back. I like to see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back on the aisle. So I don't know, later in my life, I'm like,
Easy escape.
easy escape. Yeah. It's not ridiculous, but yeah, I get it. It's just, yeah.
What is your go-to audition song?
Oh, I had this song from Children of Eden that I sing a lot, Spark of Creation. I know that was a go-to for a while.
Yes.
We love.
Great.
I also have like Moonfall from the Mystery of Edwin Drood. Those are like two I like bring in a lot for some reason.
Good. That's good.
For Comet, did you have to sing from the show, or did you?
Just from the show. I'd sang Sonia and Natasha.
Nice.
Both of their tunes, and it was so fun. I remember being like, that was really beautiful. I loved that. I don't even know if I'm going to get that, but yeah.
Favorite show that you've never seen?
I don't even understand that question, but I love you too.
So like, is there a cast recording that you've listened to so much, but you've never actually seen a show?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I would have had all these answers for you before I was a mother of 2 young kids. I don't like to have any time for
It's okay. One time we turned these questions on each other and I was like, I've never seen a show in my life. I can't answer this question. I don't
Got so
understand.
stressed.
I don't know.
It was so
Peter.
stressful.
Who's
Yeah.
that? Who is that? I love Parade, and I've never seen it live.
Beautiful score. Yeah. If you were to step into a theater tomorrow, which of your previous roles could you still perform?
I think I could probably do Onegin. I think I could probably do Rose, just because we spent so long building that piece. She was like in me for sure. Is it like a musical or anything?
Anything.
I could probably do Nina and the Seagull again. I think I'd remember it. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, last one. What is your guilty pleasure musical?
Oh, I love like the Wedding Singer, the musical.
Wow,
So
great.
good.
Great answer.
So
I'm not even
good.
guilty. I just think it's
No.
awesome.
No,
Yeah,
it's very
not
good.
Guilty.
It's very
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, who's afraid? We know, like, when you turn it into music, I'm like, who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? The musical.
Imagine. That's dark. It's a bit.
You could do it.
We could.
Sounds like, I mean, you've been in some kind of dark things, so like, why not? Let's do it. Let's make
I'm
it.
always in dark things. Who's gonna put me in a farce where I like run into a door?
You know, we're manifesting this for you. Let's put you in the play that goes wrong and see what happens.
Yeah, something
Watch
like
that be way more stressful. Watch me be like, why are they laughing?
probably, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's probably harder than drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you have a show tonight in like less than 2 hours. What's your pre-show routine? Like, what are you doing leading up to that?
Yes, I do a really nice hour-long vocal warm-up, but like a gentle one. And I stretch and do all my little stretches. I have some songs. I have a playlist that I make for every character that I play to just get me in the mood.
Fun.
I try not to be warming up too close to performing, just because I want to like listen. I want to get. It's good to listen to music that's not in the show. It's good to just. I do that with auditions too. I'm like, 30 minutes before my audition, don't listen to the stuff you're auditioning with. Just listen to something that's gonna put me in the vibe.
Yeah. Are we vocally warming you up right now by this conversation? Okay, great.
I have a vocal warm up I do, and one of the things she says in it is like, what a wonderful day. And like every time I do that, my partner's like, you're in a cult. I'm like, I'm just doing a warm up. Yeah, so what a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Yeah, no, it's not so complicated. What's been your craziest warm up story from people? Like, what do people do?
I feel like we've had a bunch of those, those like angel cards that people pull.
We do that. I have a box of angel cards I take around to the kids. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like everybody kind of does that. So maybe it's not so unique.
Find your like intention for that show.
But in the long run, it's really nice to have a little tiny thing that no one will know. It's like your little secret. Focus on it. So it's really fun.
Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 is on stage at the Royal Alexandra Theatre here in Toronto until August 24th, unless we see an extension. I know that you're in another show, so I don't even. Steph and I were like, is it possible for them to extend by like 7 days because Hailey is busy? But
I can't speak to that. But we are moving into an octet.
Yeah. Some people are busy. Everyone's booked,
Everyone's booked and busy, which is great.
Yes, I can't speak to that. That would be more of a Chris Abraham.
The manifestation on our end is what
That's very nice.
Yeah. And thank you so much for joining us. Honestly, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, it's been cool for us.
It's been really cool for me too.